Okay, hello all you people out there, this is Mike Level 2.5 Stooges, and welcome to my first formal Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. So, this was somebody that I was matched up with in a tournament on the Victory Road fan website, and unfortunately I only had 5 Pokemon at this point, but I think this was still a really good battle, so I'm going to be recording this and narrating it. Anyway, so he's leading off with Landorus, I'm leading off with Masayanella, who happens to be a male, but whatever, it's details. He's going to withdraw, and after that Intimidate, I don't think he really thinks he can do anything to me, even with a probable U-turn. And he's going to switch into Deoxys Defense. And Deoxys Defense is going to be switching in on a Mega Gardevoir evolution for 1. And for 2, I'm going to be going and using Psychic here because of bad predictions. I should really wait until after that happens before saying it. But I'm going to be using Psychic. I was just hoping to get a little bit of damage on whatever he's switching. I don't think he had a Dark type on his team, but there we go. It didn't do anything to the Deoxys defense, but fortunately I get the special defense drop, and I do think that I can probably go and KO with Shadow Ball just barely. And as it turns out, after the special defense drop I do, and that thing is gone. Doesn't get to set up any entry hazards or anything fun like that. So that's one out of the way. I'm up 5-5. Actually, I'm not up, but it's tied because I don't have 5 Pokemon. Who's going to bring in Chandelure? I'm going to guess that the thing is Scarfed because 1, he brought it in the first place, and 2, it does outspeed Misei, and he goes and uses Shadow Ball. It's really weird referring to Misei as a male, but whatever. I just barely survive a Shadow Ball and take the Chandelure down. So Landorus is going to come in next once again, getting the Intimidate off on me. As if that matters, no Trace Intimidate for me this time. I'm going to switch out because I don't really want to deal with the U-turn, and I am going to be switching out into Batman, who is my Gliscor. I had so much fun with this thing in Pokemon Showdown Black and White. And he does go and use U-turn, and that does, what, that did like 7 hit points of damage. And that's going to go and switch out into Blastoise, apparently. This thing probably has either Scald or Ice Beam, not sure. It's probably Mega. I don't think there's any other Pokemon that can go Mega on his team. Anyway, so that gives me a chance to get my Toxicroak up, which is really nice, and I'm into status, and I get a little bit of HP back every turn. And he does indeed go Mega Evolve into Mega Blastoise. One of the less common Mega Evolutions with the Kanto starters, but nonetheless very powerful if you were to go and face it. I go and use Earthquake, hoping to do a little bit of damage. I don't really think that I can do... I don't really want to switch anything onto it. And he does have Ice Beam, and with or without the Toxic Orb healing my HP, that does go and take me down, probably by quite a bit. Anyway, bringing Masayanella once again. Is there enough characters to put Anella in there? I'm not sure. Anyway, I go and use Hyper Beam. This is a Pixelate Fairy type Hyper Beam, and that's going to be something like 270 points of power, and that is enough to take the Blastoise down. I will take the recharge turn for that, because I could see that thing doing some very bad things to the rest of my team if I wasn't able to get out of the way. Guja's going to come in, use Sludge Bomb, and really nicely take off the Gardevoir. And the unfortunate thing about Hyper Beam is because the recharge turn, the opponent could just KO you on the next turn, or they could do something like Set Up, which would be really bad. Anyway, I'm going to switch in Epic No, the Don fan, and you are going to be using Dragon Pulse on me, and that does a fair amount of damage for as defensive as Don fan can be, although I think I'm invested in physical defense and not special, so I don't think my special stats are that high, but I still did a fair amount of damage. I'm going to be setting up some Stealth Rocks and hopefully getting a little bit of damage here and there when stuff switches in, and you will see in a minute that that is not the worst thing that I could do. Another Ice Shard does a little bit of damage to that thing, and another Dragon Pulse goes and takes down the Epic No. Alright. I just realized I have a Trigger Conroy reference and a Masayanella on the same team. That's weird. Anyway, so Dragonite's going to come in. I'm going to be using Thunder Wave here, and this is indeed one of those annoying para-shuffling Dragonites. I really like that thing. I have a number of Pokemon that I might do that with, Skarmory, Dragonite being the main ones that I'm thinking of. Plus, I guess Giratina and Ubers. Dragon Pulse doesn't do all that much damage through the multi-scale. You're going to withdraw on this turn, and you're going to send in Landorus, and that's going to intimidate me as if that really matters because, well, I don't really have any physical attack moves on this thing. So my attack's going to fall, that's fine. I'm going to use Roost and get some HP back. I'm just going to stall with that, pretty much, and then shuffle as many things around as I can. I don't believe I saw anything on a Steam preview that could use, like, Heal Bell or Cleric or anything like that, so I'm not worrying about that. Stone Edge does about as much as Dragon Pulse did. I'm going to go and use Roar, get rid of that Landorus there, and switch something else in over the hazards, and hopefully get to paralyze something, but it would appear the Guja's just going to come back in, and I don't really get to do that. So, you're going to take some residual damage, and you're going to switch out again, which is really just helping me out there. and you're going to send in Landorus again. Okay? And you're going to take some Stealth Rocks damage, and you're going to get another Intimidate off. And that's too bad, although it doesn't really matter. Once again, I'm going to use Roost again, so I'm back at full health, and I have the multi-scale. Oh, multi-scale plus Roost is such a wonderful combination to mess with. You're going to switch out on U-turn, which kind of surprised me, because you're going to do all of, what was that, 12 hit points of damage there. And you're going to be switching back. I think I know how to pronounce your name there, but I don't want to do it because I'm probably going to butcher it badly anyway. Anyway, so Gudra's going to come in a third time. That's, what, 3 times of a Stealth Rocks? Okay, it's not something that I personally would have done. I would have switched to something else, but whatever you say. I'm going to be using Roar once again, and switching in Landorus. And you're going to get another Intimidate, so my attack is in the toilet, and it's kind of funny because it doesn't really matter at all. I'm going to be switching out here because I'm predicting the Stone Edge, and bringing in Cobalion. Knock it off. Justify Cobalion with the Rocky Helmet. It's so much fun. Because nobody really expects it, and knockoff is everywhere these days. And if you can switch in, Cobalion's got some pretty good defenses, and it's got acceptable offense. And if you can switch on a knockoff, get the +1 from Justified, you're going to have some pretty high attack stat. Anyway, Persona comes in, and that's going to be an Infernape. And I don't really want to stay on an Infernape. I'm going to use Substitute here because I don't have anything better to do. And I suppose I can just go and use like Sacred Sword or something. You're going to use Flare Blitz, and that is going to do a little bit of recoil damage to me. I mean, not to me, to him. Although not all that much. I think Stealth Arc still did more damage than the recoil did, but I'm not sure. I'm not going to count pixels or anything. I'm going to use Sacred Sword and get a little bit of damage on you. I don't think it's going to do all that much because actually that did more than I thought, but I didn't invest anything in physical attack. It was all defenses, and I was counting on Swords Dance and Justified to do the attacking on that thing. So anyway, you're going to use Flare Blitz again, and that is going to do a crap load of damage to Dragonite. I'm going to guess that that thing is choice banded with how much that did, and even with the resistance there, Dragonite took a really heavy amount of damage from that. So you're going to be switching in Landorus, and you're going to be switching over the Stealth Rocks once again. You've lost almost half of your HP to Stealth Rocks. Intimidate, yeah, we've been through this before. And you're going to be using Superpower, and I'm guessing that he was predicting me to be switching out into, the phone's ringing, into Cobalion, and that's really nice. I stayed in because I was just gonna sack that thing anyway, use Roar if I could, but I didn't think I would be able to. And then he'd either be I think this thing is Scarfed. He'd either be Scarfed into Superpower or Stone Edge, one of which shouldn't do all that much damage to Cobalion after the attacks and stuff being dropped, but it was still not enough. Rocky Helmet damage there. Even at -1, Landorus' attack is still really high. But that's it there. That probably would have ended very differently if I had a team of 6 Pokemon, but as it were, that was a really close battle. That was probably the most intense battle that I've had myself, probably since a long time ago. Even most of my battles in Black and White, for all that I had, weren't that close. Anyhow, I will be doing more of these things. I will be recording more Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battles as I bring stuff up from Black and White and breed some new things, which I'll hopefully be getting around to sometime. But for now, I hope you all enjoy that. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Watch more of the stuff I've uploaded, and I will see you all later.